Are you looking to take a cruise aboard Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas and you're curious if this ship lives up to the hype or not? Well, you're in luck. Nicole and I just took a 7-night cruise aboard this incredible ship, and we're going to let you know if it's any good or not in today's ship rating. I'm Travis.
And I'm Nicole.
Let's get wanderlost. Icon of the Seas came out in early 2024, and it is currently the largest cruise ship in the entire world and the largest cruise ship ever built. This ship holds about 7,600 people, and it weighs about 250,000 gross tons. Now, in this video, we're going to let you know, does bigger mean better? Just like we did last year with Utopia of the Seas and Voyager of the Seas, we're going to go through our entire ship rating for Icon of the Seas. If you didn't watch those videos, we break down this incredible cruise ship into 5 different categories and kind of let you know if it's worth the money, if it's worth booking, if the ship is any good, and at the very end we'll give our overall ship rating. We rate the ships we sail on in 5 different categories, and those 5 categories are the ship layout and amenities, the food and beverage, the entertainment on board, which includes activities, the maintenance and cleanliness of the ship, basically how well it's maintained, and then the overall value for money. In each one of these categories, we give the ship a rating between 1 and 5, where 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, and at the very end, we tabulate all of these scores and give an overall rating for the ship. So let's go through each one of these 5 categories and find out, does Icon of the Seas live up to the hype, and does bigger as the biggest cruise ship in the world mean better than the other cruise ships that are out there?
The first category that we're going to talk about is ship layout and amenities. So in this category, this is about how easy it is to get around the ship, the decor, how comfortable the ship is, and all of the amenities or things to do that the ship has to offer. On Icon of the Seas, Royal Caribbean took some of your favorite neighborhoods, changed them up a little bit, and then added a couple new ones as well. So where you would have the adults-only solarium on an Oasis class ship, you will now have the Aquadome, which is going to be where you go to see your aqua diving shows, and also where you have a really great view at the front of the ship in the overlook bar and seating area. This is actually a really nice change to Icon of the Seas. It's air conditioned, it has some great food spots, and the Aquadome market is actually, I would say, a really good improvement upon that. Some other things about the ship are going to be the new elevator system that they implemented, which actually works fairly well. So the destination elevators, where it tells you to go to a certain number or letter elevator instead of just choosing what floor you're going to. Icon of the Seas also has a very modern open decor, lots of windows, lots of seating areas, lots of places to just sit and kind of enjoy the ocean views, as well as, for the first time, windows from the promenade that can actually see the ocean. So usually the promenade is very enclosed, and you actually have windows now. Another perk to the promenade is that it is one full large section. So it's much larger than what you would see on the Oasis class ships, and you also can walk fully from one end to the other without having to go up or down stairs. Also in the casino, they offer both a smoking and non-smoking section. The non-smoking section is quite a bit smaller, but it is nice that they do give you the option to have either, so that you don't necessarily have to breathe in smoke if you're in the casino. Icon of the Seas also offers a ton of pools and options aboard the ship. Some are tucked away on the side. They even have a swim-up bar. Overall, I would say that Icon of the Seas is very well designed, feels very open, doesn't feel very crowded, and generally has a good flow of traffic. There are a few things that might need to be changed, such as the only way to get into Absolute Zero, the ice skating rink, is through playmakers, and so that does definitely kind of throttle up traffic when people are going in and out from the shows and kind of disrupts the general vibe of playmakers and people who might be eating there. Another thing would be the adults only area is now only in the hideaway, which is a really kind of cool area. It's nice, it's pretty, but it definitely doesn't have the same general vibe of the solarium and might not be for everybody. Another thing would be the Cloud 17 area. It just kind of feels like wasted space, very underutilized. There's almost never anyone there, so if you're looking for chairs, it's always a great spot, but the chairs don't really feel like you're in the middle of anything, so not many people use them. Overall, for this category of layout and amenities, we give Icon of the Seas a 4.5. So it's really great. We love some of the changes they've made. It just needs to tweak a few small things to make it perfect.
The next section that we'll talk about is maintenance and cleanliness, which in this category means, is the ship well maintained and are they taking good care of it, and is it clean, which we always want a clean ship when we're on vacation. Icon of the Seas is pretty new. It's about a year old as it came out in January of 2024. This ship is made for children and families, and it has one of the largest capacities for guests and crew members on any cruise ship out there. I think the Oasis class, like Utopia, is a little bit higher. But with all these people and all these families and all these little kiddos, is Royal Caribbean taking care of this ship? And we were kind of, for the most part, yes on this category. A lot of the areas are well maintained, they're clean, they're organized. You see people cleaning up after themselves, and maintenance crews are painting and basically doing general maintenance and repairs on the ship. But we did notice some stuff that we kind of think it's a byproduct of the children, families, and basically a ton of people being on the ship at all times. Icon of the Seas is partied hard, and you can tell. There's little things like different seating areas are chipped up and broken, or like the trim pieces are falling off. You walk down the hallways in some of the decks where all the staterooms are, and then there's like these little trim pieces that are like kind of falling over, and then like carpet pulled up in corners. So it's not perfect. For a ship that's basically a year old, I don't think it should be as, I don't want to say run down, but just as worn it is already. And even in our stateroom, which we had a suite, we actually had to have our stateroom attendant re-vacuum the room before we, kind of checked in. And then there was areas of a room that you can tell that they had never cleaned, like by the coffee maker, and then a little bit in the bathroom area. So overall, I think Royal Caribbean's going to take care of Icon, and it still looks, feels, and smells clean, but there's just little things that you're going to notice when you're on this ship that you're like, man, I really wish they would have taken care of that. And it's kind of expected with this many people, but it still lowers the score just a little bit. So we're going to give Icon of the Seas a score of 4.5 in maintenance and cleanliness. For a new ship, it still feels new, but there's little things that are starting to add up that could get out of hand quickly if they don't stay on top of them.
So next up we have entertainment. What is there to do on Icon of the Seas, and will you ever be bored? So on Icon of the Seas, they have the first water park at sea with tons of water slides that you can either ride alone or with a friend. They also implemented a few new areas such as the Jazz Bar in Central Park, Crown's Edge, which if you are a daredevil, you can go off the side of the ship and free fall. Not for me, but maybe for you. They also offer some of the best shows that we've seen so far, with Wizard of Oz in the main theater, which is excellent, as well as an effectors show, which is always a good time. They also have the dueling pianos. That is a new venue in the Royal Promenade, and it is always busy every night. Everyone seems to really enjoy that. Just aside from that, they have your usual dance parties, Crazy Quest, mini golf, game shows, tons of other things to do. There is always something to do aboard Icon of the Seas, and there is something for absolutely everybody. And because of this, we rate Icon of the Seas a 5 out of 5 for entertainment.
I think the lineup of things to do on Icon of the Seas beats any other ship out there. I know we rated Utopia of the Seas a 5 out of 5 as well, but Icon of the Seas even has more stuff that Utopia doesn't have. I mean, even if you think about the comedy show, there's 3 comedians instead of 2. The figure skating show in the Absolute Zero ice skating rink is one of the best that's out there on any Royal Caribbean ship. Nicole is absolutely right. There's something for everyone on here. If you can't find something to do on Icon of the Seas, I don't know if cruising's for you at that point.
Next up is food and beverage. So like Icon of the Seas improving upon the venues and the entertainment on their Oasis class ships, they have also done the same with their food and dining offerings. On Icon of the Seas, there are tons of different bars themed to the ship, like the 1400 bar, and each bar, for the most part, has their own separate menu. So you can get a certain special drink at each one, which makes it kind of fun and exciting to try out different spots rather than just staying at your favorite. They also offer new quick service areas such as the Pearl Cafe, which I would say is an improvement over the Cafe Promenade. Has, you know, your specialty coffees, and then they actually had some really good quick like sandwiches and even to-go boxes of like hummus and crackers, things like that. That was a nice addition for just something to grab if you're in a hurry. They also added the Aquadome Market, which is a little food hall in the Aquadome area of the ship. Personally, for me, it was one of my favorite places to go because they have crepes and they also had some really good Greek bowls. I would highly recommend it. And it's all complimentary, it's all free. So they give you a lot more options than some other ships do. Icon of the Seas also debuted the new Empire Supper Club, which is a very exclusive, upscale dining experience, which if you're into that kind of thing, I would definitely recommend. Icon of the Seas has something for everybody, like we've said already. They have some of your classic favorites that you would always be looking for on a Royal Caribbean ship: the Windjammer, the main dining room, Sorrento's, a Loco Fresh, which is on a lot of their ships now. They give you a ton of options to make it not so busy so that not everyone is in the Windjammer every single day for lunch. One downside to having so many different options and such a wide variety of dishes and food to offer is that we did notice there were some inconsistencies with the quality of the food, where one day it would be really good and the next day not so great. So there is a little bit of that, but just go find something else.
Plenty of options to find something out there that you might like.
So the inconsistencies are not enough to really detract a whole lot from our rating. So overall, for food and beverage, we give Icon of the Seas a 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 out of 5. And you can actually check out our video on all the different food options that are aboard Icon of the Seas. We actually have that on our channel as well. We'll link that in the description. But there's a ton of different variety, but 4.5 is still really good. Our last category is a good one. It's value for money. So are you getting enough for the money that you're spending to go on this ship and the itinerary that you're a part of? Now, I'm sure if you're watching this video and you're wondering, is Icon of the Seas worth the money? Is Icon of the Seas even worth going on? You've probably seen the prices that Royal Caribbean is charging for this ship. Of course, it's one of the newest ships. It's the newest class. It's got a bunch of new bells and whistles. And of course, Royal Caribbean uses dynamic pricing, which means that they're going to try and charge as much as possible because the demand is there for people to go on it and people spend that money. Royal Caribbean is charging a lot for Icon of the Seas. For our sailing, which we booked 2 years ago, was the most expensive cruise that we've ever purchased. And we've gone to the Greek Isles, we've done Mediterranean cruises, we've done Alaskan cruises, and this beat it by thousands of dollars, which is saying something. Now, do you get your money's worth on Icon of the Seas? So in my opinion, if you just look at the itinerary, so we did in Eastern Caribbean, we went to St. Thomas, St. Maarten, and CocoCay. If you told me how much that was that we spent, and that's the ports that we're going to, I'd have said, there's no way I'm spending that much money to go to those 3 ports. Because it's ridiculous. It's way too expensive. And that goes for normal balcony cabins, inside cabins, window cabins, or suite cabins. It's expensive. But then you kind of factor in how much stuff this ship has to offer, from the full water park, the number of food options, the shows like Wizard of Oz, and the level of service, and then being on a brand new ship. And you kind of have to factor that into it. Now, if you're going to rate the itinerary, 1 out of 5. If you're going to rate the ship and what it has to offer for the money, I think it'll bring it up just a little bit. So for value for money, we're going to give Icon of the Seas a 3 out of 5, which is not great. It's about average. And that simply comes down to the ship is incredible. The itineraries that you can pick from are classic Caribbean itineraries, and they don't really live up to, let's say, Alaska, the Mediterranean, Greek Isles. And you can get all of those itineraries for cheaper than going on a 7-night cruise aboard Icon of the Seas. And I don't know about you, I would rather spend money to go to the Greek Isles on Odyssey of the Seas than 7 nights in the Caribbean. That's just how I feel about it. So 3 out of 5 for value for money on Icon of the Seas.
Hopefully, as Star of the Seas and the 3rd Icon class ship come out, that will drive some of these prices to be a little bit more in line with what you would usually pay for an Oasis class ship. Well, then Icon of the Seas is very expensive.
Yeah, very overpriced. Let's recap what we gave Icon of the Seas before we give the overall rating for this ship. First up, in ship layout, we gave it a 4.5 out of 5. In maintenance and cleanliness, we gave it a 4.5 out of 5. And then in food and beverage, common theme, 4.5 out of 5. Entertainment, we gave it a 5 out of 5. And then value for money, we gave it a 3 out of 5. If you add all that up together, that is a 21.5 out of 25. And if you divide that by 5, this is a lot of math, I'm sorry, that equals a 4.3 out of 5. So for Icon of the Seas, our overall ship rating is a 4.3 out of 5, which, I don't know about you, if that was a restaurant and we were thinking about going there, that would actually be a really, really good score. How does it compare to the other ships that we've done? So in Voyager, which was really low in our comments and ratings on that video show that, and then on Utopia of the Seas, that it was actually higher. So the Icon of the Seas comes in between those 2 ships right now. Now, is Icon of the Seas our favorite cruise ship? Because if you've been watching our channel, we've talked about how Wonder of the Seas is our favorite cruise ship, and Utopia of the Seas is probably our highest rated ship. Now, Nicole, is Icon better than Wonder?
Yes and no. That's a hard question to answer, because when we went on Wonder of the Seas, it was the inaugural, so all of the entertainment was not ready. We missed out on a lot of that, whereas Icon of the Seas had fantastic entertainment. Overall, I think I would rate Icon of the Seas as my favorite ship.
I won't. So this is where we diverged on our channel. I still think Wonder was a better overall experience, even with everything not running right. There's just something about Wonder of the Seas that I just absolutely loved, and I would still take Wonder over our highest rated ship, which is Utopia of the Seas as well. So, but I don't think you can go wrong with Icon of the Seas. Nicole absolutely loved it, as you can tell. It's an incredible, unbelievable, spectacular cruise ship, and all that, and it's still the largest cruise ship in the entire world, and it's pretty great if you can get over how expensive that ship actually is. Now we have a bunch of cruises coming up in 2025, so we'll find out if any of those ships will live up to Icon of the Seas or Utopia or any of the other ships that we've sailed on recently. That includes Icon 2, which is Star of the Seas, will be on that ship in September of 2025. In the meantime, if you have any questions about this ship rating, Icon of the Seas in general, or anything else that goes on our channel, make sure you leave those in the comment section below. If you'd like to support our channel, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. If you need us, we're gonna head right back up to that windjammer and just eat way too much food like we did on Icon of the Seas. I'm Travis.
And I'm Nicole.
Thanks so much for watching.